What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining in. Hope you guys had a good draft weekend. I know I did. There was a lot of trades, there was a lot of excitement this year. Usually, I want to say in the first, I've never seen. I can't remember the last time I've seen a team trade back in the first round, like in the top five, then trade back in, and then pick someone up. Obviously, Texans they got what Anderson with the third pick. They got Stroud with the second pick. I haven't seen anything like that either. So it was a good draft. It was fun overall. Looked like the turnout Kansas City was really good. So I'm glad that worked out. Hoping to go to the one next year. I was supposed to go a few years back in Vegas, but obviously COVID and stuff, that didn't let kind of ruined my plans last minute. And but anyways, so this video is kind of going to focus primarily on the tight end position. And the reason why I say this is there was a specific tight end that everybody was talking about, Mr. Darnell Washington. And the reason why I say that is because, one, the Dolphins fan base was going nuts. They all wanted him. They were pounding the table for this guy. Two, I saw fans from other fan bases, such as the Bengals, kind of sharing the same sentiments as me, which is, hey, I don't think he's what you guys are saying he is. Okay. So he was a talking point amongst a lot of teams, a lot of fans, a lot of disgruntled fans because their team passed on the guy. But this is going to be a video kind of. So let me start here. I tried to explain why I wasn't a big fan of his. In terms of a pass catcher, when it comes to blocking, love him. Size, obviously, can't go wrong. 6'7", 260, something like that. Physical, strong, aggressive blocker. Love that. Love all that. But that's not what that's not what I'm looking for tight end when I'm going to invest a first, a second, a third, maybe a fourth. Fourth, I might give in, but first 3 rounds, no. The guy needs to catch the ball. The guy needs to run. The guy needs to be trying to be an all-pro receiving tight end. We need to get away from this whole, look at Gronk. Gronk was a receiver. He was a blocker. Yeah, there's one Gronk. We haven't seen another Gronk like that since Gronk's was in the NFL. We haven't seen one since he's left, and we haven't seen one before. So get that Gronk thing out of your head. That doesn't exist. It's a unicorn type thing. Whatever, once in a decade. Feel better. But Washington's not Gronk. He'll never be Gronk. He'll be Washington. I don't like doing those comparisons. It annoys me. That player's that player. Yeah, it's cool to do like a comp, a clone type of thing where you're like, hey, he reminds me of that guy. But stop saying, oh, he's the next this. No. Whatever Washington becomes, he's the next Darnell Washington. Okay, and that's all to him. That's his work, his ethic, him paving his own path and way, and hopefully he has a great career. But this video is kind of explaining to a lot of Dolphins fans were upset. They wanted Washington because a couple Dolphins, analysts and writers and whatever podcasters said, hey, this guy's the next Hall of Famer. He's great. He's the next GOAT. So fans obviously got an attachment towards this guy. So they thought, hey, this is what everyone's talking about. He's a hot topic. He's a hot player. When I'm watching his tape, I'm seeing... Here, let me start with this part. I don't care about the combine. People bring up the combine as 40. There's a difference between combine numbers and game speed. There's a difference between combine numbers, game film. There's a difference between combine numbers and your production throughout your 3 or 4 years in college, or if you want to go high school, however far you want to go back. As an athlete, as a player, you look at certain things differently than someone who might have never played, who doesn't have the experience, doesn't have the knowledge, and looks at these combine numbers and says, hey, this guy ran a 4.6 at 6'7", 260. Oh my God, he had a 42-inch vertical. He's the next Superman. No. You could line that guy up in front of me, and I would figure out his weakness, and I'd be like, I don't care about that because I know his weakness, so I'm going to attack it. Okay, people need to understand how athletes kind of work, how they think, how they function. Um, it's not all the combine numbers, the stats, or showing a highlight of, hey, this tight end who's got an enormous size and height and weight and strength catching a ball in the open, in the middle of the field, wide open, and then you go like, oh my God, look at what he did. There's so many things that comes into play before he could even get to that point to catch the ball. So I'm kind of one thing I said is in McDaniel's offense, he doesn't want it's a timing based offense. In a timing based, and bro, let me clarify. It is timing based, but it's like milliseconds. Okay, milliseconds. I broke down so much film. I need to catch up on it. I know I'm behind on that stuff. I was supposed to post it, but we're talking about milliseconds. Where if the receiver's off by a tenth of a second, it disrupts the whole offense. Because then Tua needs to improvise everything. Everyone needs to almost improvise at that point. Whether it's going to your next read or not, whatever, long story short. So Washington doesn't fit McDaniel's offense because he doesn't have that quick acceleration. Again, I don't give a shit what your combine numbers are or what you might tell me he did. Game film, what I'm watching with two eyes, his acceleration it's not there. His lateral movement is not there. Loose hips is not there. Agility is not there. Can he jump and hurdle over someone? Yeah, cool, good job. I could give two shits. I'm not looking for a hurdler here. I'm looking for someone who's going to get open. What does he do when the ball's in his hands? How much separation does he have prior to the catch? I look at all those things, okay? All of those come into play when you're looking for what type of player might fit this offense. What type of player does McDaniel want? And those are the things. I don't see any of that in Washington's tape. In Washington's tape, I see someone who Flores would go crazy for because, hey, we want to jump ball quarterback with Fitzpatrick. We want to jump ball receiver with Fitzpatrick at quarterback. I hated those. It's not football, it's basketball. We're playing football here, bro. So no, thank you. Please get that shit out of here. We had it for a couple years with Flores. Don't ever want to see it again. But that's what I see with him. Now, he went to Pittsburgh, but people forget Pittsburgh has a up and coming superstar number one tight end who's a receiver. Okay, Washington does not need to come in and try to be a starter. Dolphins fans wanted him as a starter, as our tight end one. He's not that. For the Steelers, they have two good tight ends. One is going to be superstar. The other one's a good backup. So Washington can gradually come in. But Pittsburgh also needs O-line help. They need big time help on the offensive line and blocking. So what's Washington's strength? Blocking. What can he do? Help the offensive line. So that fits their system. It does not fit McDaniel's system at all. So I'm going to show you a couple clips. The first one's going to be Gesicki. Because now people are, so here's the point. I'm going to show you Washington's film and a few things I look at really quick and why I'm not going crazy for him. Could he have a good career? Yes. Will he have a good career in McDaniel's offense? No. That's my point. So I'm going to cover that. Then I'm going to show you a quick clip of Gesicki and how he kind of had, I'll explain the issues, but his issues. And then I'm going to show Higgins, and that's the guy Miami drafted. And I said it on draft day, they're going to target a tight end in late rounds. 6th or 7th is what we had. They went with one in the 6th. What are his strengths? The guy's a receiver he's a hybrid receiver tight end. What are his strengths? Speed, acceleration, agility, movement, lateral movement, yards after the catch. As a ball carrier, that's one of his strengths. He was second in, I think, the 10-yard split, which is, I don't care about your 40s. I love 10-yard splits. That's my thing. I think, from what I understand, he was second in that. So those are the things you want to look at. I want to say he was second, I believe, in separation too. Don't quote me on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But those are the things that fit McDaniel's offense, and that's what I kept preaching. Hey, this is what you need. And people were getting upset, like, no, Washington's going to be this, and we need a tight end, and Why would we go for Smith, which I'll make a video on his, and you're going to like that guy too. But this is the point. So I'll go over those 3 videos and kind of give you a quick breakdown. So the first one I'm going to cover right now is, first one we'll do is Washington. And I'm going to show you 2 clips and my feedback. So before I transition to that, please guys don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on my Twitter. My handle is Edwin'Sphere as well. So follow me there, subscribe over here, leave comments, hit the like button. You guys know I love engaging with you guys. I keep getting good feedback. I'm getting good questions and, you know, talking points for my next videos. So please keep it up. And yeah, so let's go to Washington's tape. Okay, so this video I saw it circulating on Twitter on draft day. I mean, didn't matter who, what, where, when, why. Everybody was posting it and saying, get us this guy. And when their team passed on Washington, they were like, oh my God, look at him. Look what he did. I mean, what does he do? Like, he goes down the field, middle of the field. He's open. He's sitting there, catches the ball. That's it. But, like, people get so infatuated with this 6'7", 270, 20 yards. Oh, my God. Bro, I don't care. Now, what I want you to look at is his feet. He has, dude, I've run, I've played multiple sports. Like, I've been involved in sports for a long time. I've played a long time. I've never seen someone's running form like this or whatever. I've never seen it. Now, I know later on, a few hours later, they said, oh, maybe some teams are concerned about his knee. Don't know, don't care. I don't know anything about that, but it makes me wonder if, hey, maybe the running style had something to do with that. I don't know. I'm just saying. The reason is because I've never seen anyone's running form like this. The way his legs and knees, his movement. I haven't seen that. So I'm sure that's going to affect his speed, the acceleration a little bit. So look at all that stuff. Look at the way his hips move. Just look at who cares about the upper body, who cares about the ball. Focus on his feet first. And then I'll play the video and from start to finish. And I'll break it down. So just look at his feet. He's right here. So throughout, this is what I'm looking at. From start to finish, look at his strides. They're kind of, I'm going to try to do it with my hands, but it's kind of like, you know, most, like someone who's running, it's like they're going, right? They're going full speed. They're sprinting. So obviously he's tall, so he's going to have long strides. But he's not even taking long strides. They're kind of like half strides. So they're like he's casually running, but still moving pretty well. But that's what I'm talking about is like he doesn't have that much yak. He doesn't get that much separation. Things like this come into play. His running style is just not really there. It's a very casual going. And then he's right here, wide open. I mean, no one's near it. They just dropped the ball in the bucket. That's it. And people went nuts. Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm not seeing how this is a tight end 1, first or second round pick. That speed, I'm telling you right now, that speed is not going to last in the NFL. It's done. That speed will not transition to the NFL unless he works on some stuff, on his running techniques, muscle build, whatever he needs to do to become a little faster, if that's something he can do. It's going to be hard, but if he can do. Or coaches have to find creative ways to get him open or get him in positions where it's not dependent on speed and acceleration. Goes back to what I said, which is why he can't fit in McDaniel's offense. That naturally requires it. Now, let's go to the second video of Washington's. Okay, so this is the second video of Washington. Now, he's going to go down the sideline, catch a ball, obviously, and hurdle. Another video where people went nuts over was because you have a 6'7", 260-pound guy trying to hurdle and jump over someone. Now, if we're talking about natural physical ability, that is insane. Bro, that is insane for someone that tall and at that weight to be able to be so athletic, to be able to try to even make the attempt of jumping over someone. 100%, that is insane. Elite physical abilities. But now we're talking about, like I said, a receiving tight end in timing-based offense. So for this play, you're going to notice, which is what I'm going to show you with Gesicki's video. That's what you're going to notice is his lack of separation, the inability, a jump ball receiver again, which is what I'm going to talk about with the whole Mike Gesicki video and how much I hate it. And the hurdle. So let's watch it. He's right there on top. So there's no separation. It's a jump ball. He better win it at 6'7". If he doesn't, bro, get out of the NFL. You're 6'7". No. So he wins it. He does his job. He's able to break free. But then that's the hurdle, right? So everybody went crazy because of this hurdle. And I get it. That is phenomenal. I'm not 1,000% that is insane. I mean, that's beast mode activated. Okay, that's insane. But that's not what we're looking for. He probably took out 2 people too. I didn't notice that. They're not getting up. Hold on, let's go. Let's go. He ain't getting up, bro. Anyways, I didn't notice that the first time. But what? Okay, focus. Let's focus. So there's Washington. Slow. I mean, that is so slow off the line. That is slow. Let me put it this way. If we're playing pickup ball tomorrow and I'm a captain and you're a captain and we're picking someone, I'm not going for this because he wouldn't fit my style either. But if you're someone who's conservative and you like whatever, I'm just going to make it seem like you know what you're doing. You're conservative and you want to run a short game, running, and you're not a risk taker. You're not all about 30, 20-yard gains. Perfect. Knock yourself out. But I will beat you because I will find out a weakness. I'll put a DB on him or a linebacker, and I'll take him out. Now, does that mean... I know people are probably going to say, well, you're telling me NFL... I mean, college, they couldn't figure it out and they still did it? Well, no. What I'm saying is probably not. And 2, they might not have the players to match up with someone who's going to the NFL. Not the teams he plays, not everybody's going pro. Okay, so they might be putting someone who's at best going to get 3 to 4 years of college, and that's it. In the NFL level, they're going to figure it out. So look at him off the line. It is slow. So timing-based, compare that to Tyreek, Waddle. Yeah, obviously, no shit, this guy's a tight end who's got a foot on those guys. But I'm talking about timing-based offense. That's why it matters. Higgins, who we got, fits that timing-based. Doesn't fit this jump ball type of situation. So if, let's say, 2 seconds has already gone by in this play, which it probably has, average you have 2.5 seconds. In the NFL, he's out. He's out of the equation. You're going to your next read. So he throws a jump ball. He gets good yards after catch on that one. But again, he takes those guys out. But in the NFL, would he have gotten the opportunity to even reach the point where he did, where he's hurdling people? I don't think so, because in the NFL, you're not going to make that throw. Or if you do, you're like a Fitzpatrick. And your coach is Flores, who's saying, yeah, jump all the way because this is in Alabama, because that's what he kept telling Tua. Then, yeah. But you're going to have taller, bigger, stronger DBs, safeties, linebackers. They're going to be blanketing him, which I'll give him credit. He was blanket on that play. But you have better players defending, or will be defending him. So quarterback's probably not even going to make that throw. And if he does, you're scared it's a pick. If he catches it, he's not going to get past him to the point now where he's hurdling. So that's what I'm talking about. Big picture is, would the ball have gone to him if he's on a time-based offense? For him to, let's say you as an analyst or whoever you are as a coach, you think this is a strength and you want this type of player. In the NFL, would he get the opportunity to display this? because of what I said, slow off the line, lack of separation, acceleration, all that stuff? Probably not, because the quarterback's going to probably be getting sacked by then, or there's pressure, so he's going to go to the next read because 3 seconds went by and the guy's barely gone 5 yards. So that's my point. That's the stuff I look at before I'm like, hey, will this guy transition to the pros or this offense, and how will he play? So now let's go to Gesicki, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So this is Miami against New England. One of the few times that Gesicki got some separation, okay, on a route. That's critical in the Dolphins offense. This is what I'm talking about. It's critical. It's timing based. You need to get somewhere really, really quick, okay? You need to get there on time. Excuse my golden doodle who's just chilling in the background. But, yeah, so it's timing based. You need to get there on time, like I said, within milliseconds. This is why he was struggling a little bit in Miami. Under McDaniel. Let's take a look. If Tua had more time, but look at this. You see that separation? That's what you need in McDaniel's offense. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to. Mike couldn't consistently do that. He was a very good jump ball receiver, but he couldn't do this. Now, obviously, he wasn't to his read, or else this would have been a good pass, as you can see from his helmet. But by the time he sees it, which we're talking half a second, if that, there's already pass rusher in his face. So it was a blown opportunity. But watch him get off the line. His feet, his hips, they're kind of slow, they're kind of stiff, which is why he struggles with yards after the catch, with separation, things like that. Even by the time he gets to the end of his route, look at the DB is pulling on him. So even if the ball's delivered, this is not going for anything. It's going to go for, 1 yard after catch, something like that. So that was his problem, is the ability to consistently do that. Watch. Look, just focus on his running. He's a slow guy. You see how the last few steps before I just pause it, you could see the DB running, right? So the DB's catching up to him. So even if the ball gets delivered, it's going to be deflected because the DB's gained on him. Or even if Gesicki catches it, it's going to be tackle for right where he catches it, or he's going to fall forward for a yard or two. That's it. But you can't have that in a timing-based offense because of, as you saw, you have 1 second to get rid of the ball. So right now I'm going to play Higgins and look at the difference between the speed, the acceleration, the loose hips, the movement, all that stuff. Okay, so here's, I think it's about 4 clips of Higgins. I'm not saying this guy's going to turn out to be anything. I'm not saying he's going to be a star. I'm not saying he's a 6th round pick that's a home run hit. What I'm saying is he fits perfectly for this offense. He fits perfectly for what McDaniel wants. When I watch this, do I get stupidly excited? Yes. Do I try to control it because, hey, I'm not expecting it to work out because it's not, it's not that easy for everyone to transition and do so well their rookie year or down the line, especially when they're converting from one position to another? Yeah. But I don't give a shit. I get excited when I watch this guy. Now, when I mentioned all those timings, all those quick bursts, acceleration, the 10-yard split, the timing-based offense where if you're off by a millisecond, a tenth of a second, whatever the hell a second, it's going to affect the offense. You're going to see Higgins display all that. They even run an offense that's similar to what Miami does, right? So I'm going to do a lot of pausing, rewinding, all that stuff because I want to point out the key points or key things, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So the first one, Higgins is right here. He's going to go up the seam. Look at the speed, the acceleration. Sorry, my screen's going to cut off some of his path, but he'll pop back up. Look at that off the line. Look at the difference. Those are the things I'm talking about, is that separation. Let's do a slow motion. Or by slow motion, I mean half speed. You see how quickly he's already moving up? And that's on slow-mo. That's what I'm talking about that you need in McDaniel's offense. Next clip. Again, sorry, man. I just get excited. I'll let you watch. Tell me that's not what we saw Tua to Waddle 100 times this year. Just watch. Timing-based offense. What do I mean by that? Man, I think he's going to be such a good fit. Oops, I went too far ahead. My fault, guys. So, watch. Remember? Plants the foot, arm is back, ready to fly. He hasn't even made his cut. Timing-based. With Washington's speed and lack of speed and acceleration, this play doesn't exist. So I don't care he hurdled and you care about that. He would never get the opportunities, what I'm trying to get at. Looks back, ball's gone, and now he's ready to cut. Timing based. Do you guys realize with Tua's elite anticipation skills, elite accuracy, what this can do with him? Now, again, I'm not saying he's going to go be a superstar. What I'm saying is he fits this offense. People look at the combine number. Bro, I don't care Richardson had a 42-inch vertical. I want him to be my quarterback. But that went viral during the combine. Everyone went nuts, and everybody's like, oh my God, look at him, he's a star. I don't care about that. This is what I care about. I look the game film, what I'm seeing when I watch, this is what I'm seeing. What I'll do is I'm going to play him slow motion for you first and then full speed. Now, this one, if you have a tight end who's not athletic, can't make a lot of movements, fluid, shiftiness, cuts, you don't run this play. It's that simple. And actually, I'm going to do this one at full speed. The ball's going down. Look how natural he is with the ball in his hands, running after the catch. Look at the cuts, the vision, going around people, planning and cutting back up. You need that agility. You need that 10-yard split. Those are the things that will dictate how you... Sorry. That's what's going to dictate how you do that. Another one. Timing-based offense. I mean, it's kind of like watching the Dolphins offense all over again. So for those of you that were bummed out because you didn't know who he was, I understand. And that's what I'm trying to explain. That was the whole point of this video. Don't panic. You are not missing out much with Washington. If anything, I think this is going to be great. Timing-based. Pass rusher is already coming. So let's say this was Washington and he is 5 steps slower than him. If Washington is still here and still running up and this guy's coming in, you're going to your next read. More than likely your play's dead. That's actually a really good throw too. That's a really good throw. So I hope this is kind of painting a better picture of why we went this route and what I talked to Bengals fans. I talked to everybody on Twitter during draft day. I'm like, this guy doesn't fit ABC. He lacks these qualities. He lacks these traits. Yeah, you're going to have people say, oh, I love you have Twitter GMs and they know what they're doing. Bro, what makes you think a scout who was hired by his uncle's son's cousin's nephew who played one day in high school and now because of his hookups he got this job, he knows what he's doing? Okay, that doesn't mean he knows what he's doing just because he got there. Some people, yeah, they might be home and they don't get the opportunity because they're not part of that NFL circle. They don't have the connections. It's a sport that's all based on connections. It's all based of who you know, Who did you graduate with? Who you came up in the business and industry with? And it's word of mouth. I have people who play professional sports. Same thing. When they were playing in their careers, it's who you know. Because when they call you and they say, or your agent would call them and say, hey, I got my blah, blah, blah client. He wants to come try out. They'd be like, well, there's 50 of them. Why do I care about him? That's when connections come into play. And that's my point. Stop just, dissing everybody who you think on Twitter is giving an opinion is an idiot. Yeah, some people are going to be wrong. Some people do it because it's a hobby. Some people are trying to do it because they're passionate about it. It doesn't mean you have to take it for what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. But then some people who generally know what they're talking about because they break it down and they're giving you some logical explanation. They have experience. Their track record shows something. Yeah, take that as this guy knows what he's saying. So you might have some people who are going to shoot down other people's ideas of, they don't know what they're talking about. Just ignore that shit. Again, he wasn't, I don't think he was the first read. It's hard to tell because my screen's blocking it, but oh man. You're telling me Mike would ever do this? Mike actually had an opportunity against the Bills, I think, and the ball went through his hands. Name one tight end. Tell me if Washington can do this. And watch till the end. The end. He's pulling away from them. Because that's so amazing. Watch him. He's like, game over because this guy went into his fucking third gear. No. I'm telling you guys, you're going to like him. Whether he works out or not, doesn't matter. He's someone I'm rooting for. So that's basically it. I'm hoping that kind of paints a better picture for most of you that had questions or concerns, whether who's Higgins, where did this come from, why did we pass on Washington because he's the next Hall of Famer. I don't know, whatever nonsense that was going around. That's kind of the whole point. Now, again, I hope Washington has a great year. I hope he has a great career. I didn't really want to make the video during the draft process because I want his thing, I wanted his draft to go the way it should, whatever. And once I was done my point, I was going to do all this. So, again, I hope he has a great career. I'm rooting for him. He went to the Steelers. We are house divided. We got some Steelers fans in this family. Die hard, by the way, as you can see by the two helmets back there. But yeah, I wish him the best, obviously. But in terms of best fit for the Dolphins, no, I don't want him. I did not want him. I didn't want him anywhere near my team unless it's a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick, and we already have a tight end, which we didn't. Meaning tight end 1. I know you guys are going to talk about, our former tight end 2, who was tight end 1 prior to this guy, Higgins. But yeah, so rooting for him, but I am hoping Higgins pans out. I am seeing potential. I know we've gone down this road before where we've tried to convert basketball players into tight ends and receivers into tight ends and fullbacks into tight ends. The only thing we haven't done is convert a running back to quarterback at this point. But we never had McDaniel, right? This is his chance to draft who he wants, pick who he wants. I'm hoping that's what took place. But going off of the type of player he is, it 110% has McDaniel written all over it. The speed, the acceleration, the timing, everything we already talked about 100 times. So that's all I have. My next video is, I'm probably going to do a Smith video, which I'm a huge fan of. Our new running back. That's one I'm excited about because I did not think that was going to happen. Because I know our GM hates running backs. Convince me otherwise. He hates them. I know it. Convince me otherwise. Shoot me a text, Chris, and let me know that you don't hate running backs because I believe you do. But, jokes aside. Yeah, so I've got a few videos up my sleeve. So just hang tight. Like I said, subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Twitter. Hit the like button and interact, man. Let me know what you guys think. Once my other videos go live, like I said before, it's always going to go on YouTube first. So, yeah, keep me posted on any tips you have, feedback, any talking points, and any players you guys have in mind you want me to cover. All right. Peace out.